Are you tossing and turning at night, desperately trying to fall asleep? In this video, I'm going to show you whether magnesium can actually fix your sleep problems in just 48 hours. The results absolutely shocked me, and you need to see this. Hey everyone, and welcome to Revitamen. We're going to cover everything you need to know about magnesium and sleep, from the science to the real results. But make sure you stick around until the end, because what happened on night 2 completely changed my perspective on this supplement, and I guarantee the final result will surprise you. Alright, let's not waste any time. The most shocking discovery I made during this experiment, and we're starting with the biggest one right away, is that magnesium started working within just 90 minutes of taking it on the very first night. Let me explain why this is so critical. Most people think supplements take weeks to show any effects, right? But magnesium is different. It works on your nervous system almost immediately by blocking something called NMDA receptors in your brain. Think of these receptors like light switches that keep your brain turned on. Magnesium literally flips those switches off, helping your mind calm down and prepare for sleep. On my first night, I took 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate at 9 p.m., and by 10:30, I felt this wave of relaxation wash over my body that I hadn't experienced in months. My racing thoughts slowed down, my muscles felt loose, and for the first time in forever, I wasn't lying in bed staring at the ceiling. If you can just add this one supplement to your evening routine, you'll already be ahead of 90% of people struggling with sleep. And if you thought that first night was impressive, you have no idea what happened by hour 48. The transformation was even more dramatic, and the science behind why it happened is absolutely fascinating. Okay, moving on to the second thing I discovered, which is that not all magnesium supplements are created equal, and this is crucial for getting results. Here's what you need to understand. There are at least 7 different types of magnesium supplements on the market, and most of them are completely useless for sleep. I tried magnesium oxide first, which is the cheapest and most common form you'll find at any drugstore. Guess what? It did absolutely nothing for my sleep. Know why? Because magnesium oxide has a bioavailability of only about 4%. That means your body only absorbs 4% of what you take, and the rest just goes straight through your digestive system. It's literally a waste of money. The forms that actually work for sleep are magnesium glycinate, magnesium threonate, and magnesium citrate. I used magnesium glycinate for my experiment because it's bonded to glycine, which is itself a calming amino acid. So you're getting a double benefit. It's like a 1-2 punch for better sleep. This is the form that got absorbed into my system and actually made it to my brain where it could do its job. Next up, let's talk about the dosage, because this is where most people make a huge mistake. The recommended daily allowance for magnesium is between 310 and 420 milligrams, depending on your age and gender. But here's the problem. Studies show that nearly 50% of Americans aren't even getting the minimum amount from their diet. We're walking around chronically deficient, and we wonder why we can't sleep. For my experiment, I took 400 milligrams every evening, which is right in the sweet spot. Some people take up to 500 or 600 milligrams, but I'd recommend starting lower and working your way up. Taking too much too fast can cause digestive issues, and trust me, you don't want that. Another critical factor is timing, and this one's really important. I experimented with taking magnesium at different times, and the results were dramatically different. When I took it right before bed, around 10 p.m., it didn't work as well. My body didn't have enough time to absorb it and get it into my system before I tried to sleep. But when I moved it earlier to about 8 or 9 p.m., giving it a solid 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, that's when the magic happened. Your body needs time to process the supplement, get it into your bloodstream, and let it start affecting your nervous system. Think of it like preheating an oven. You can't just turn it on and expect it to be ready instantly. Now let's talk about what was actually happening in my brain during these 48 hours, because the science here is mind-blowing. Magnesium does 3 major things for sleep. First, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and digest mode, the opposite of fight or flight. When you're stressed, your sympathetic nervous system is running the show, pumping out cortisol and adrenaline, keeping you wired. Magnesium helps shut that down and switches you over to relaxation mode. Second, it regulates something called GABA,
which is your brain's main calming neurotransmitter. Low GABA equals anxiety and insomnia. Magnesium boosts GABA activity, helping your brain quiet down naturally. And third, it regulates melatonin production. Melatonin is your sleep hormone, and without proper magnesium levels, your body struggles to make enough of it. So you're essentially giving your body the raw materials it needs to produce its own natural sleep aid. Another common issue people don't realize is that certain things deplete your magnesium levels even faster. Stress is the biggest culprit. When you're stressed, your body burns through magnesium like crazy because it needs it to manage cortisol. Caffeine is another major one. Every cup of coffee you drink depletes your magnesium stores. Alcohol does the same thing. And if you're taking certain medications like diuretics or proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, those can tank your magnesium levels too. During my experiment, I made sure to cut back on coffee after 2 p.m. and limited alcohol to see if it made a difference, and it absolutely did. My results were much better when I wasn't working against myself. Let's also address the elephant in the room. Can magnesium really work in just 48 hours, or is this just hype? Based on my experience and the research I dug into, the answer is both yes and no. The immediate calming effects, yes, those can happen within the first couple of nights, just like they did for me. Your nervous system responds quickly to having adequate magnesium levels. But the deeper, more restorative sleep improvements, those take a bit longer, usually 1 to 2 weeks of consistent use. Think of it like this. The first 48 hours are like putting out a fire. You get immediate relief from the anxiety and restlessness. But building truly healthy sleep patterns is like constructing a house. It takes consistent effort over time. So while I saw dramatic improvements in 48 hours, the real transformation came from sticking with it.
Now I want to talk about the side effects, because nobody ever mentions these and they're important. Magnesium is generally very safe, but some people do experience digestive upset, especially with forms like magnesium citrate or oxide. I was lucky and didn't have any issues with magnesium glycinate, but your mileage may vary. Start with a lower dose and see how your body responds. Also, if you take too much magnesium, you can actually feel too relaxed or groggy the next day. I experimented with 500 milligrams one night and woke up feeling like I was moving through molasses. That's when I learned that more isn't always better. And if you have kidney problems, you need to talk to your doctor before supplementing with magnesium, because your kidneys regulate magnesium levels, and adding more can be dangerous if they're not functioning properly. Let me also share what I combined with magnesium to supercharge the results. I didn't just rely on the supplement alone. I created an entire evening routine around it. I took my magnesium at 8:30 p.m. with a small snack that had some healthy fat, which helps with absorption. Then I dimmed all the lights in my house and turned on blue light filters on my devices. Blue light suppresses melatonin, so blocking it helps your natural sleep hormones kick in. I also did 10 minutes of light stretching or deep breathing exercises around 9 p.m. This isn't just woo-woo wellness stuff. It's scientifically proven that relaxation techniques activate that parasympathetic nervous system we talked about earlier, working synergistically with the magnesium. And I made sure my bedroom was cool, around 67 degrees Fahrenheit, because your body temperature needs to drop for you to fall asleep. All of these factors combined made the magnesium work even better. And the second most important discovery from this experiment, right before we get to the final results, is this. Magnesium didn't just help me fall asleep faster, it completely transformed the quality of my sleep. This is something I wasn't expecting at all. Before starting magnesium, I was waking up 3 to 4 times per night. I'd fall asleep okay, but then I'd wake up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and sometimes 6 a.m., feeling like my sleep was constantly interrupted. I'd wake up exhausted even after 8 hours in bed. But after just 2 nights of taking magnesium consistently, something incredible happened. I started sleeping through the night. I mean completely through, no wake-ups. And when my alarm went off in the morning, I actually felt refreshed. I tracked my sleep with a fitness watch, and my deep sleep percentages went from about 12% of my total sleep time to over 20%. That's a massive improvement. Deep sleep is where your body does all its repair work, where your brain consolidates memories, where growth hormone gets released. Without it, you're basically just resting your eyes, not actually recovering. This improved sleep quality was even more valuable than falling asleep faster because it meant I was finally getting restorative rest. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. After 48 hours of this magnesium experiment, here's what happened that completely shocked me.
On the second night, exactly 48 hours after I started, I fell asleep in under 15 minutes. Before magnesium, it would take me 45 minutes to an hour of lying in bed, mind racing, body tense. But this time, I laid down, closed my eyes, and I was out. I slept for 7.5 hours straight without a single interruption. I woke up before my alarm feeling genuinely energized for the first time in months. But here's the real kicker. My resting heart rate, which I track every morning, had dropped by 5 beats per minute. This is huge! A lower resting heart rate means your nervous system is more relaxed, you're less stressed, and your body is recovering better. My stress levels, which have been through the roof for weeks, felt noticeably lower. I wasn't snapping at people, I wasn't feeling that constant underlying anxiety, and I could actually focus during the day. The 48-hour mark was the turning point where everything clicked. The magnesium had built up in my system enough to make a real, measurable difference. Could magnesium fix sleep in 48 hours? Based on my results, absolutely yes. But you have to use the right form, the right dose, at the right time, and support it with good sleep habits. So there you have it, the truth about whether magnesium can fix your sleep in just 48 hours. We covered the immediate effects, the right types and dosages, the science of how it works in your brain, and of course my shocking results after 2 nights. Now I have a question for you. Have you ever tried magnesium for sleep? And if so, what were your results? Or are you dealing with sleep issues right now and thinking about trying it? Be honest and let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. If you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.